Nobody gonna want us to go to their shows, Frank.
Why?
Because we gonna take everything.
Yeah, but everybody does that, though.
No, everybody does.
Yeah, you know? But it is gonna be fresh.
But we go and meet everybody and say, hey, great show, and then still leave.
It looks like the silent feud between Nicki Minaj and Beyonce is starting to get real messy because Nicki just went off on Beyonce for being a fraud and stealing from other black artists to boost her career. Now, this isn't the first time that Beyonce has been slammed for stealing from other artists who aren't as big as her and not giving them credit, but people were not here for Nicki speaking on Beyonce because they felt like she was using this as an excuse to trash talk Beyonce. Beyonce wasn't having it when she heard about this, and she threw some major shade at Nicki to let her know that she is not with the shenanigans, but she don't mind getting down and dirty if Nicki doesn't get off her neck. Child, the girlies are fighting. I never thought I would see the day that Nicki and Beyonce came at each other like this, but here we are. So, what exactly did Nicki say about Beyonce stealing from other black artists? And what did Beyonce have to say about it? Let's get right into it. Okay, so if you've been on social media for a while now, then you've probably heard about the rumors about there being some sort of tension between Beyonce and Nicki. At first, a lot of people thought it was the fans who were making things up and trying to put them against each other. That was until 2020, when they both seemingly threw shade at each other in the nastiest way possible. The rumors started when both Beyonce and Megan released Savage, and Nicki and Doja released the Say So remix on the exact same day. Immediately after the two songs were released, people realized that both Beyonce and Nicki were throwing shots at each other in their respective verses. Beyonce seemingly trolled Nicki for having plastic surgery in her verse when she said, "If you want to see some real butt, baby, here's your chance. Can't argue with these lazy I just raised my price." Nicki clapped back in her verse by reminding Beyonce that her natural didn't stop Jay-Z from cheating on her with Becky with the good hair. She said, "Why you talking about who body fake? With all them fillers in your face, you just full of hate. That real ASS ain't keep your man home. Now you looking silly, that's word to silicone." After this whole back and forth, they both went back to keeping each other's names out of their mouths. That was until recently, when Nicki seemingly called Beyonce out for copying other black artists. But as I said before, this isn't the first time that Beyonce has been called out for stealing from black artists and taking all the credit for it. See, back in 2018, she was accused of stealing the creative concept of Rihanna's British Vogue cover for the September issue, in which Rihanna was rocking a flower crown. Just a month after this cover got released, Beyonce also popped out rocking the exact same flower crown for her American Vogue cover. Oh, but this was just the beginning of a series of allegations, because Beyonce came under fire again in 2022 when she released her album Renaissance, which featured several samples from a million artists. One of those samples was Milkshake by Khalees. Now, you would think Khalees would be happy to have Beyonce sampling her music, but she was actually really mad. Apparently, Beyonce didn't ask for her consent at all before sampling the song for her album. The worst part about all that is Khalees wasn't even credited, which means she's not going to be getting any royalties from the song. Khalees was pissed when she found out, and she jumped on IG Live to put Beyonce on blast.
From one artist to another, you should have the decency and the common sense and the courtesy to call, reach out. Stupid and disrespectful, and she should have at least reached out. Frustrating. I have the right to be frustrated. Why? Because no one had the human decency to call and be like, yo, hey, would like to use your record. I'm a human being, so I get pissed off and I get ticked off, right? I'm an artist, so I am, as Erica said, I'm sensitive about my
She also commented under a post of a fan that said, "My mind is blown too, because the level of disrespect and utter ignorance of all three parties involved is astounding. I heard about this the same way everybody else did. Nothing is ever as it seems. Some people in this business have no soul or integrity, and they have everybody fooled." And instead of Beyonce Beyonce trying to do right by Khalees, she completely scrapped Khalees' vocals from the song and paid her dust. Now, shortly after this, Erykah Badu also accused Beyonce of stealing and copying her style for one of her Renaissance World Tour fits. Erykah reposted a photo of Beyonce rocking a chrome hat at her Renaissance tour on her IG stories with the caption, She then followed it up a few minutes later with a side-by-side photo of which she wore a chrome hat and the photo of Beyonce rocking a chrome hat next to each other with the caption, I guess I'm everybody's stylist. Not only that, but Erykah also commented under a post of Beyonce wearing the hat and said, I'm flattered. Child, Erykah ain't playing with Beyonce at all. Now, Beyonce has also been accused of stealing A-Marie's Go-Go sound. She also got sued for Desiree for covering her song Kissing You and renaming it Still in Love, Kissing You in parentheses, and giving herself credit even though she didn't write a single word on the song. And then there's Jennifer Armour, who sent a demo of her song Got a Little Bit of Love for You to Beyonce's record label Columbia Records back in 2009, only for her to hear Beyonce singing it on the radio a few months later. Beyonce even changed the name of the song to Baby Boy, as if she was the one who originally wrote it. Jennifer Armour filed a lawsuit, but she ultimately lost because she couldn't prove to the judge that Beyonce had physically heard the song first. Now, you would think after all these years, people would catch on to her stealing from other people and she would finally stop, but that hasn't happened. Just a few months ago, she was blasted by the popular Japanese artist Hajime Sorayama, who accused her of stealing the visuals that she used on her Renaissance World Tour from him. Sorayama posted pictures of Beyonce's tour visuals along with his own work, which actually did look very similar, particularly the silver headpiece that Beyonce was wearing in one of the videos that he posted. He said in the caption, Yo, Beyonce, you should have asked me officially so that I could make much better work for you as like my man The Weeknd. The crazy thing is, these are just a few instances of Beyonce completely stealing other people's work and passing it off as hers, especially from Black artists. Now, even though most people cannot stand Nicki Minaj, they were actually here for her calling Beyonce out from stealing from all these artists. Now, as most of y'all already know, Beyonce recently released her 2 new singles, 16 Carriages and Texas Hold'em. However, unlike most of these songs, these are country songs. When she released them, a whole lot of people were impressed because she was finally embracing her country roots and helping Black people reclaim country music. However, people also couldn't help but notice that Beyonce was once again trying to take credit for being one of the first mainstream Black artists to go into country music again, even though artists like K. Michelle have already tried. In fact, K. Michelle clapped back at a fan who was telling other people to check up on her because Beyonce was stealing from her and passing it off as hers. The fan tweeted, Has anyone checked on K. Michelle? B will bring pressure to country music. To which K. Michelle replied to and said, Why would anyone need to check on me? I'm one of the greatest African American country singers of all time with no album even out. Y'all keep mentioning me all night. I'm just happy to be spoke about in my genre. Right after K. Michelle tweeted this, Nicki decided to be messy by jumping on Station Head with her fans and tried to mimic Beyonce's country accent in an attempt to make fun of her for trying to rip off the country sound.
Okay. So I'm gonna play this one other song just cause I wanna let mother know, because mother wasn't knowing on December 8th when Onika said that was to that. Okay, and Onika still knows to that, even though it might not be a smash right now.
A lot of people, especially the Beehive, were not here for this, and they dragged Nicki. Like this person who said, going on Station Head to mock Beyonce, meanwhile, your tour starting in 2 weeks. No openers, no dancers, no rehearsals, just coke. Nicki seemingly also liked a few tweets about having tea on people in the industry and all the artists that they've stolen from to get to where they are now, which most people had assumed was Beyonce. way. For example, she liked this tweet from a Rihanna stan account that said, "Hate her or love her, I love how Nicki Minaj gives us all the tea in the industry. Every word that came out of her mouth is being proven right in front of our eyes." And if y'all remember, I said earlier on the video that Beyonce was being accused from stealing from Rihanna a few times. Not only that, but there's also been rumors of there being some kind of tension between Rihanna and Beyonce. So the fact that Nicki specifically liked this tweet right after seemingly mocking Beyonce's country accent is saying a lot. Now, as usual, people have their own 2 cents to give about this mess. Like this person who said, "Beyonce is obviously extremely talented, but I can't stand how she gets so much praise for being original when she's a vulture. I don't understand how she gets so much undeserved credit for plagiarism, lying, and stealing." Another person said, "She's one of the greatest performers of all time. The talent cannot be denied, but let's not act like she's a musical or creative genius. She doesn't play instruments or write many of her songs. So the fact that she has the most Grammys of any female is insane." Another thing I forgot to mention is her iconic video, "Single Ladies," is completely copied. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Nicki calling Beyonce out for stealing from other black artists? And do y'all really think Beyonce is a fraud? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.